actually started my first business out of school as an entrepreneur in the fitness equipment space. So I sold fitness equipment and supplements, and this would be not a gym, but it would be if you wanted to put a home gym in your house, or if you owned a hotel or a fire department, or if you're working at one of those vertical markets. We also outfitted those types of places as well as gyms, but mostly residential. And I grew that business from one location to 3 locations, and then somewhere along the way I realized that this was like pre-social media and pre-everything blowing up about entrepreneurship all over the internet. And, it's a retail location. I had 2 business partners, and I was now doing this for 5 years. And the last year of that business, I was married, and I was thinking to myself, like, I'm working a lot in the business. I wasn't working on it. Retail locations can be really tough. And I felt like, because of the seasonality of the business, because of the business arrangement and my business partners, that I needed to get to the next level. And I was kind of ready to graduate. I was ready for, and I was praying this too, like, Lord, we're ready. My wife and I were ready for what's next. And we just had this anticipation and excitement about what our future held. And we felt it was going to be a new chapter. And the Lord came through. He opened up a door in a corporate environment, which led to a move. So we actually moved from upstate New York, where we were from. We moved down to New York City, which was a big move. And I started off as a sales representative in a pharmaceutical company. And to fast forward that story, I've been there for almost 20 years in 6 different leadership positions, just having incredible promotion and learning a lot and getting a lot of experiences in terms of becoming the best sales representative I could be, but then also learning training, sales training, coaching, leadership and development, building my own high-performing teams, and then helping others build theirs, and just doing a lot of different things over the span of 6 positions and 20 years in what is now a Fortune 100 company. And it was during that time, the last couple of years, is where we get this itch for, hey, God, what are you really calling me to do? Like, I love what I do. I'm very thankful. I'm very blessed. But I felt the deeper calling of there's other things that God had for me. And that's when I started journaling one day. And that turned into a book called The Standard. And then that turned into a group that I run called the Standard 59 Mastermind and standard59.com. And now we're serving men. And that's my side passion project. But it's more than a passion project. I'll call it my mission, because as men, we all have a ministry. And I just want to say, as I walk through that story, some people are listening to this and you might be thinking, well, I don't do anything like that, or this is the only thing I do right now. And the one thing that I had to focus on, Corey, throughout everything I was doing, and I learned this the hard way throughout my years in business, is that I'm not defined by what I do. If it was a good day, if it was a job that I loved, if it was a job that I didn't love and it was a tough day, I just remembered this is not my identity. And as men, we find so much identity in what we do, what our occupation is. What's the first thing you do when you meet someone? Hey, what do you do for a living? And then they respond, and then we start measuring each other, and we really find our identity as men from our work. So my encouragement and what I've learned in my self journey is that I'm not identified by my job or my career or what I'm building in business. I'm really identified first as a son of God, and then there's something in there that I have a mission to accomplish.